Welcome to the third video in the series of video on statistics. In this video we're going to look into how to graphically represent the given data or frequency distribution. So in this we are going to follow certain steps. So the first thing you need to do is to check if you need to do a check if the class interval is in exclusive form. If not, you have to convert it or convert it, right? And the second step is we find scale for x and y. Y is your frequency and x is your class interval. And then the third step is to draw. So we will illustrate each of this step in these two examples here. So here the first example is the subject marks and frequency here, and we see that this is indeed in the exclusive. These are exclusive class interval. It's an exclusive form because these things are excluded. We can clearly see that because the 10 and 10 are same, so we know that this is the exclusive form class interval. So the first is done. The second one is, let's look at the scale for x and y. For x it's easy because it's 0 to 10, so we can mark every 1 centimeter as 0, 10, 20 and so on. But in y-axis we see that, in the y-axis we need values from 0 to 15. So in this case, since we have 0 to 15, we can say that, and then we can also see that there's a division is 7, 12, 15. So there's no common factor. So we can say, hey, every maybe 1 centimeter is 1, 2, 3 and so on. We can draw that frequency here. So that's the scale we're going to choose. So third one, let's now draw the graph. So here you go. So we have marked the x-axis and the y-axis. In the x-axis I have taken 2 units, so maybe you can say this is 2 centimeters is 10 because I have enough space on the x-axis. So for every 2 centimeters is 10 units. So you mark 2 blocks as 10 units, and the y-axis each block is 1. So this is what we mean by scale. We need to fit in everything that we have in this data into this graph. Now once we do that, we can mark or draw the graphical representation. 0 to 10 is 7 units, so we can mark 7 between 0 and 10. So this is the first block that we draw. 10 to 20 is 12, so we mark our 12 and we join this. 20 to 30 is 15. You can draw a better diagram with scales, unlike what I'm doing. So 20 to 30 is 15. So 20 to 30 is 15. And 30 to 40 is 10. So 30 to 40 is 10. And 40 to 50 is 6. 40 to 50 is 6, so we can draw that as well. So this diagram is called the histogram representation. Now from this histogram we can draw another kind of graph called the frequency polygon. Now for doing this, what we need to do is we need to mark the midpoints of each of this graph, each of these histogram blocks. So let's mark the midpoints of each of these blocks. So this is the first one, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So we draw this, we connect all these dots using straight lines, and finally this line, which is sorry, they didn't join together. Yes. Now this is not the end. We also need to complete this frequency polygon, and the way we do that is we consider the midpoint of the previous or end and the end block and the previous block here. So here, if this were 0, this would have been -10. So you mark the middle, which is -5, and try to join these two dots. See that I have marked here by dotted because it's going less than 0. So our starting point is here, and in this particular case, we can join this and close the frequency polygon. So that's how you draw the frequency polygon, which is by joining all the midpoints. So join midpoints and close the polygon at ends. So that's frequency polygon for you. Here is a second problem. In this, we have to draw the histogram for total marks and frequency. So here you see that the class interval is between, so this is your class interval, and the value ranges from 100 to 700. So it's a good idea to consider it as 0 to 800. So we can plot the same from 0 to 800 by marking this as every block, probably if you say 100, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we have few more blocks. How many? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so probably it's better to take each block as 100. So 100, 200, 300, 800, and the y-axis is a frequency, and the frequency is ranging from you can see that it's here 30 to 60. So let's say it's from 20 to 70. So we can say each block is, or rather, let's say 60. So we can say each block is 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. Good. So we have this side is a frequency. So let's mark this. So we have 100 to 200 is 40. So 100 to 200 is 40. So let's mark the top lines. 200, 300 is 50. 50. Then 60. 300 to 400 is 60. 400, 500, 50. Yep, this is 400, 500. That's 50. 500, 600 is 40. 500, 600, 40. And 600, 700 is 30. 600, 700 is 30. Yes. So now we can close this graph. Let's close this. So this is our histogram representation. sorry, these are not straight lines. You have to use scales to draw this. Now once we have done this, we can now move to the frequency polygon, mark all the midpoints. So first is, once you mark the midpoints, you can connect them. But it's also important to close the histogram. So in this, let's mark the midpoint of the previous and the last blocks, beyond the last block, and then you can connect them. There you go. So this would be your frequency polygon, and this would be your histogram. So we have seen in this video how to graphically represent any given data. We would end this video by introducing a checkpoint question for you. So here is a checkpoint question. Draw the frequency polygon and histogram. At this moment, I would also like to show you, or end this video by showing you how to do this in Excel. So you can, Excel has a feature wherein you can insert a histogram automatically. So you can select this. This is your histogram. So there you go. You have the histogram of this frequency distribution, and also you have these graphs. So you can also, you have to select this before you opt for that. So insert, you have this graph. Yes, there you go. So you have this frequency polygon as well, and the histogram. Of course, these ends are not connected, so ideally you would need to extend and get them connected as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have fun doing the checkpoint question. See you until the next one. Bye.